Hello viewers, today we'll be looking at number-based division, and the question on the board is in base 6. Now there are two methods I'll be using to solve this question. The first one, you will need to convert the numbers to base 10, do the division in base 10, then convert the answer back to base 6. That is the first method. The second method, we will not need to convert to base 10. We just do everything directly in base 6. But I will be doing all the two methods with you so that you can apply any method that is more convenient for you. So let's look at the question on the board. I'm going to use the first method whereby we will need to convert to base 10 first. So solution, we will need to convert each of these numbers to base 10. The first number here is 302 base 6. So let's convert it to base 10. This will be we will multiply every digit here by the base, which is 6. So this will be 3 times 6. Now the first one is to the power of 0. Next is to the power of 1. Next is to the power of 2. So this is 6 raised to the power of 2. Plus the next one is 0 times 6 raised to the power of 1. And the last one is 2 times 6 raised to the power of 0. This is now equal to 3 times 6 raised to the power of 2 will give us 36, plus 0 times 6 raised to the power of 1 is 6. And then lastly, 2 times 6 raised to the power of 0 is 1, which is equal to 3 times 36 will give us 108, plus 0 times 6 is 0, and then 2 times 1 is 2. That means our answer here is 110. In base 10, of course, there is no need writing 10 here since the number is in base 10. But if you want, you can still write it there. The next one is 5. Let's convert 5 in base 6 to base 10. That will be 5 times 6 raised to power 0. 6 is only one digit there, which is equal to 5 times 1. 6 raised to power 0 is 1. And then 5 times 1 is still equal to 5. So 302 in base, converted from base 6 to base 10, is equal to 110. Then 5 in base 2, in base 6, converted to base 10 is still 5 in base 10. So that means 302 in base 6 divided by 5 in base 6 is the same thing as 110 in base 10 divided by 5 in base 10. And of course, 5 divide 110 will give us 22. So our answer in base 10 is 22. Now, we have done this division, or I have done this division in base 10. So what is left now is to convert this 22 back to base 6. Since the question is given in base 6. So in converting from base 10 to other bases, of course, we divide by the base. So we are using 6 to divide 22. 6 divide 22 will give us 3, remainder 4. Then 6 divide 3, of course, 3 is less than 6. That means 0, remainder 3. That means 22 in base 10, 22 in base 10 is equal to 34 in base 6. So this is our final answer. That means that 302 in base 6 divided by 5 in base 6, which is the original question, is equal to 34 in base 6 as our final answer. Now, this is the first method. It is easy. Just convert to base 10, do your divisions in base 10, and then convert the final answer back to the base that was given. Now, I want to look at the second method. So let's move over to the second method. Now, in the second method, I will be dividing directly in base 6. But for us to do that, you must understand multiplication of 5 in base 6. Usually, if you are doing multiplication of 5 in base 6, what is going to happen? Let me just write it here. Let me write multiplication by 5 here. So we are going to multiply, let's say 5 times 0, 5 times 1, 5 times 2, 5 times 3, 5 times 4, and 5 times 5. This is where I'm going to stop. Why am I stopping here? Because the numbers given are in base 6. And the maximum digit, the highest digit you can have in base 6 is 5. That is why the multiplication ends at 5. If these numbers were in base 8, then our multiplication will extend up to 5 times 7. If we are given numbers in base 4, our multiplication will end at 3. You must end at the number, that is, you use only the numbers that are applicable in that particular base. For base 6 is 0 to 5. So let's see our answers. We know 0 multiply anything is 0. So 5 times 0 is 0. 1 multiplies anything, remains that thing. So 5 times 1 is 5. Now let's come to 5 times 2. 5 times 2 will give us 10. But we cannot write down 10 in base 6. So what should we do? Since we cannot write 10 in base 6, we use the 6, which is the base, to divide the 10. And 10 divided by 6 will give us 1 remainder 4. So that means in base 6, you are going to have 1 and 4 like this. That means 5 times 2 in base 6 is 14, not 10. What about 5 times 3? 5 times 3 usually is 15, but we cannot have 15 in base 6. So that becomes 15 divided by 6. And 15 divided by 6 will give us 2 remainder 3. 2 remainder 3. That means our answer is 23 in base 6. Now 5 times 4 will give us 20. And 20 divided by 6 will give us 3 remainder 2. That means our answer is 32. Then 5 times 5 is 25. And then 25 divided by 6 will give us 4 remainder 1. That means our answer is 41. So this is multiplication in base 6. These answers are only correct when you are using base 6. Now that we understand multiplication of 5 in base 6, we can now go to the original question. Now, let's see how we divide directly. We are going to use long division method. So we have 302 here, and it's to be divided by 5, all in base 6. Now, 5 cannot divide 3 because 3 is less than 5. So let's join the next digit, that is 0, making it 30. 5 divide 30. Now take note, we are doing the division in base 6. So 5 divide 30 is not 6. That is normal base 10. That 5 divide 30 is 6. But in base 6 now, for us to know what we have, let's come back here. Look at the numbers that are less than 30 there. 0, 5, 14, and 23. So we end here. Every other number is greater than the 30. So that means 5 divide 30 will give us 3. Because it's 3 that multiplies 5 to give us 23. So in base 6, 5 divide 30 is 3. So we write down 3 here. Then you do your normal multiplication. 3 times 5, according to this, is 23. So 3 times 5 here is 23. We now subtract. If we subtract, 0 minus 3 is not possible. We borrow 1 from here. If we borrow 1 from here, what will be left here will be 2. Now that 1 that we borrow, recall, is equal to 6, not equal to 10. Because the numbers are in base 6. So the one we borrow is equal to 6. So we bring it here. That means we're having 6 here now. Now 6 minus 3 will give us 3. Then here, recall we borrowed 1 before. So we are left with 2. And 2 minus 2 is 0. That means 30 minus 23 in base 6 is equal to 3. Now we bring down the next digit, which is 2. So let's bring down the 2 here. We now divide. 5 divide 32. Let's check here. Okay? If you check from the multiplication table, we are actually having 32 there. And 32 is obtained when 4 multiplies 5. That means 5 divided 32 is 4, according to base 6. So that means our answer there is 4. We use the 4 to multiply the 5. 4 times 5, which is here, 4 times 5 is 32. So we write down the 32 here. And then when we subtract, nothing is left. That means our final answer is 34 in base 6. So we say, therefore, 302 in base 6 divided by 5 in base 6 is equal to 34 in base 6. So the answer is 34 in base 6, just as we got when we did the division by converting to base 10, 34 in base 6. So you can use any of these two methods to do division in any of the bases. If you have any question on any division problem in number base that you want me to solve for you, you can drop it in the comment section. Bye.